Hello everybody, good afternoon and welcome to the United Stand. I'm joined by FABRIZIO Romano for a live Manchester United transfer chat. How are you doing, FABRIZIO?
Hello, I'm fine, thank you. Happy to be together again and ready to answer your questions.
Yeah, very, very busy. I'm going to start off about Camavinga. I heard what you said last night about Camavinga progressing with Manchester United. I just wanted to ask you, I read something from a French outlet, I think it's Le Parisien, saying that a bid from Manchester United could go in this week, but Real Madrid are interested. Where do you sort of sit with the Manchester United Camavinga thing at the moment? Do you think it is a deal that could happen quickly, or do you think it's going to take a bit of time? Other clubs interested?
As we said last week, there is no rush in this deal, so I don't see something happening like in this week or something like this. It will take some time. But for sure, Manchester United have an interest. As I said yesterday night, they are working on it. They are in direct contact with Camavinga, with Rennes. They want to work on this deal this summer. They like the player, but as always mentioned, also many other top European clubs like the player, in particular Paris Saint-Germain, not only Real Madrid, but Paris Saint-Germain are really interested in Camavinga. And Manchester United are in the race. So they like the player. They are thinking of moving this summer with an official bid. So we will see what happens in the next days. But of course, if you like the player and if you're having contacts, it's because you want to try to sign the player. From what I know, Rennes would be open to negotiate around 35 million euro. From Rennes, they are denying, and it's normal because I think it's part of the poker game in this kind of deals. But it's always important to remember that Camavinga is out of contract in 1 year. So it means that from the 1st of September, if they are not selling the player, many clubs will be jumping in the race, Manchester United, Paris Saint-Germain, and many others. And in January, he would be able to sign as free agent for the next season with the club he picks, and they are losing the player for free. So it would be a disaster for Rennes. So that's why the club know that this summer they have to be prepared to negotiate. We will see what happens, but for sure, Manchester United have a serious interest in Camavinga, and they are working on it.
I know when you spoke about Sancho in the past and also Varane, which we'll talk about in a minute, you've mentioned that personal terms wouldn't be a problem for the player in Manchester United. Do you see personal terms, Manchester United, do you think they will have had that chat already, or do you think that that's something United might have to sort out as well, personal terms with Camavinga?
No, they know that Camavinga would love to join Manchester United, so he's really open to this Premier League move, as he appreciates also Paris Saint-Germain. He has not made his final choice, but he knows about Manchester United interest, and he appreciates the club, of course, the top club, the history. So I think personal terms also in this case are not a problem. I'm not saying that they have an agreement, but I'm saying that I don't see any problem on this side, because the player would love to move to the Premier League or to Paris Saint-Germain or to any top club. So he's prepared to do this move, and it is not a problem. I think the real problem is to find an agreement with Rennes and to understand the right way to sign Camavinga, how much they have to pay, and also about the structure of the payment. So everything involved in the top deal, like signing Camavinga, because in my personal opinion, signing Camavinga for 35 million euro would be a steal, would be something incredible.
Yeah, and you think that Rennes may take something that little because there's 1 year left on the contract? Because I agree, I think 50 million euro I would do Camavinga, but 35 is a fantastic deal if it can, for whoever does it.
Yeah, so I think when weeks are going on and they are not selling Camavinga, the price is slowing down, because it's impossible to ask 50, 60 million euro for a player that you can sign for free from the 1st of January. So also for top class, would make sense in this case to wait. If you're asking for 60 or 70 million euro, top clubs are preferring to wait, go on the 1st of January and offer the same money to the player for 5 years with crazy wages, and they have the player. So also makes sense for the top clubs to offer around 35 million euro this summer to sign Camavinga. Then we will see, because it's important to respect Rennes and their idea. But from what I know, there are chances to sign the player for this fee.
I'll bring Pogba in at this point. I was going to mention him in a few minutes, but I'll bring him in at this point because we're mentioning PSG, and there has been some stories over the weekend here in the UK that PSG are preparing an offer for Paul Pogba. How do you think Camavinga fits into Manchester United's recruitment of Pogba, and do you see PSG moving for Paul Pogba in United, maybe going for Camavinga, or do you think they're very separate things?
From what I know, is everything separate. At the moment with Pogba, there are no negotiations with top clubs. So Manchester United are not in talks with any club for Paul Pogba. And as I said last time, they want to keep Pogba this summer. So I think it won't be easy for Paris Saint-Germain to sign this player, also if he's out of contract in 1 year. I think it's really difficult to sign Pogba this summer. We will see what Paris Saint-Germain will do, because at the moment they are doing a fantastic transfer market, so they are able to do everything they want maybe, and we will see if they will try. But at the moment I'm told that it's really quiet on Pogba. So also on the new contract situation, it's really, really quiet. So we need to wait a bit to see what happens in the next few days, and then we will have the final answer also on Camavinga and Pogba. But with Pogba, I think it's nothing imminent. If something is going to happen, it will be in August or in the end of July. And to be clear, at the moment there are no negotiation between Manchester United and any other club for Paul Pogba.
Yeah, we have a journalist over here called Simon Stone who works with the BBC, and he was saying, I think on Saturday, that Manchester United were in negotiations for a contract with Paul Pogba. But I would imagine that's normal. Manchester United will at some point make an offer to Paul Pogba, and then he will decide what he wants to do.
Of course. I think it's normal also for the club to try again. I still remember in November when Mino Raiola was going against the club and saying that Pogba is ready to leave. Then in football, things change so quickly. Now you have Sancho. Now the feeling around the club is really positive for the next season. So I think really that now the feeling around Manchester United in general is different since November, and that's why the situation make a change. So we will see. But for sure, new contract is one of the things that Manchester United want to do with Pogba. We have to see what Pogba wants to do, because I'm not sure he's signing a new contract in some days or in some weeks. It's up to Manchester United to offer him the right contract, but we will see. With Raiola, it's never easy.
Well, as we said last week, Raiola has had clients recently that let their contracts go down, don't they? And then you're in a great situation.
Yes.
Before we talk about Varane, just another thing that's come in from England today. I think it was one of the local papers to Manchester United, Manchester Evening News, were talking about Camavinga and saying that there is interest from Manchester United in Camavinga, but Declan Rice is their priority, which I thought, I'll ask Fabrizio about that one. Anything you've heard about Declan Rice? A very expensive player this summer, I think.
Oh, it's true. It's true that Manchester United have an interest in this player, as Chelsea too, because Chelsea are really keen on Declan Rice. But as you say, he's really, really expensive. Imagine that last summer they turned down proposals around 60, 70 million euro because they've been always asking around 80, 85. Imagine this summer, after the Euros, after Declan Rice having a good season, a great season with West Ham, I think they're asking more than this. So it's really complicated for Manchester United after spending 90 million euro on Jadon Sancho, 85 with agents fee. It's really difficult to go also for Declan Rice for this money. Maybe Camavinga is an opportunity for the future also because his price is different.
Yeah, definitely does make sense. As much as I like Declan Rice, I think the value after COVID is going to be very important if you can, and especially like you say with Camavinga, it's such a fantastic fee if whoever gets him. Let's talk about Rafael Varane. I saw a story today from Sport, which is I think that's a Barcelona outlet actually.
Yes.
They're saying that Varane has given his word that he will join Manchester United. We do a little bit of a game on United Stand. We did it with Jadon Sancho. I always called it the 90% club because I was 90% sure he was going to join. I'm not going to get you to commit to percentages. I know that's not your thing. I'm currently 75% sure that Varane will sign for Manchester United. Is that wrong of me to be that confident, or do you think it's, do you think he is going to leave?
I think we are not at these stages, I think there is a lot of optimism, of course, because I hear Manchester United fans after signing Sancho, they want Varane in 1 week. It's normal to have this kind of feeling, and I love it because I think that transfers are part of the dreams world. So I like this feeling, but I think we are not yet at these stages. So Manchester United had a contact with Real Madrid. They are in contact with the agents of Varane. They have a strong relationship with these agents. So I think that, of course, Varane is one of the targets for Manchester United. But from saying, okay, we are signing Varane, you have to find an agreement with Real Madrid. And when you are negotiating with Real Madrid, it's never something easy, because they showed also with Sergio Ramos that they are prepared to wait till the last minute, also to lose the player for free in some cases. So we have to see if they can find an agreement on the fee. There is still no official bid from Manchester United for Varane. At the moment, they had contacts with Real Madrid. They are waiting to see what is the final price and how much they have to pay to the player because, okay, personal terms are not an issue, but you have to pay to have Rafa Varane for many years with you, with an important contract, with agent's fee. So it's an important deal, a top deal, I would say, for one of the best centre-backs in the world. So it takes time. And also finding an agreement with Real Madrid takes time. So it's not something like imminent, but of course there is interest, and for sure Manchester United are working on it. We will see, but it's not the only name in the list.
Okay, and just on Varane, on the only other name on the list, you mean there's other centre-backs that Manchester United might be looking at?
I will keep an eye also on Pau Torres because he has a release clause, so it could be one of the opportunities. I will keep an eye also on other names, like they've been scouting Romero from Atalanta for a long time. At the moment, there is no bid or nothing like this, and of course, Varane is the big target. So we can put Romero or Pau Torres in the same place of Varane because Varane is a serial winner. He won everything with Real Madrid, with France, so he's on another level. But in the list you have many names. So Varane is the priority. Manchester United are working for Varane, but there is still no official bid, and we need to wait a bit before saying, okay, he's joining. We have to keep calm and wait some weeks to see if they find agreement with Real Madrid. Of course, they want Varane, and they are going for Varane.
Ancelotti apparently, wants to keep Varane, and there may well be another offer from Real Madrid. Do you think that could happen? Do you think Varane could still be open, or do you think he's looking for that new challenge?
I know that his desire is to look for something new and to try something new in his career, but we have always to remember that we are talking about Real Madrid. He's not playing in a small club or in a small country or something like this. So something saying, okay, I have a new desire or something like this, but if Real Madrid arrives and they're offering you an important contract, a top contract, and they try to convince you, it's Real Madrid. It's not so bad. So that's why I would say that he's still in a situation where I can't say 100% he's leaving, because he wants to leave. He's prepared to leave. An important bid will arrive. Personal terms with Manchester United won't be an issue, but with Real Madrid it's not finished yet, because as you said, Carlo Ancelotti wants to try. The club wants to try to convince Rafa Varane, and we will see. At the moment, his desire is to leave the club. Yes, is to try something different, and he's really attracted by the Premier League.
Yeah, 6 years ago, Sergio Ramos was doing the same thing, and 6 years later,
yes,
he left Real Madrid. So it can change very quickly. Just on the centre backs, it's interesting you mentioned some other players on the list, because I've heard this twice in the last few days in England that Manchester United might be looking to buy 2 centre backs, which we United fans find really weird. But it has been mentioned a few times. Have you heard anything on that?
At the moment, no. At the moment, no, to be honest. I think that also because they want to sign a midfielder and maybe right back, it depends with Dalot what's happening. I don't see them signing maybe two top centre-backs. Imagine spending, 60 for Varane and 65 for Pau Torres should be after spending for Sancho, and then you have Camavinga and many targets is something huge. So I think at the moment, the priorities go for one. Then we will see, because everything can happen in the market. Maybe if they're selling some player.
Yeah, definitely. I know we mentioned David De Gea. There may not be any update on that, but there is a real strong feeling that Dean Henderson will be the #1 goalkeeper at Manchester United next season, which leaves David De Gea on massive wages, sat on the bench like he is for Spain. Talk of a loan deal again today. I know you've said before that the Roma thing with Mourinho was a non-runner. Anything around De Gea?
They are signing Rui Patricio as new goalkeeper from Wolverhampton, so no De Gea for Roma.
I hadn't heard that. There you go. That I'm sure a lot of other people might have heard that, but that's the first I've heard of that. So there you go. He's a good goalkeeper. Nothing heard about De Gea still. Then
no. It's still quiet, but you know why? Because he has a salary that is a huge salary. It's an important contract. So finding another club looking for a goalkeeper now is difficult. Imagine that for Donnarumma, we are talking one of the best goalkeepers in the world. He's so young. He's a free agent. So what an opportunity! And to do this deal for Donnarumma, Mino Raiola was trying with every club, and he decided to go to Paris Saint-Germain, and he will have to fight with Keylor Navas to have the place. So it's not guaranteed. So imagine signing De Gea with this salary that is a pre-COVID salary, because it's a huge salary. I think it's really, really difficult this summer. So I see De Gea at the moment staying. Then if something changes during next weeks, we will see. But at the moment, there is nothing, no negotiation. So I see De Gea staying.
Yeah, it'd be hard for United to loan him, because we'd have to pay probably well over half of that, which it's a difficult situation. Like you said, pre-COVID contract. Couple of questions I can see in the chat, which I was going to bring anyway. Just a couple of other things. Diego Dalot, Real Madrid have been linked with him. I think United want money for him, not another loan. He was at AC Milan. Much happening around Dalot at the moment.
Yes, he will have a conversation with Solskjaer, because Solskjaer has always been appreciating him. And I think this season Dalot changed really his mentality also. Now he's really consistent. He's on a top level. He was really good with AC Milan, with Portugal at Euros. So I think that Manchester United are considering, from what I know, the situation is we want something like permanent. If you're offering us money, and real money, it's not like 10 million euros or something like this, real money for Dalot, we are prepared to sell the player. If not, if you want only loan with buy option, as AC Milan are offering, because at the moment they're offering loan with buy option, Manchester United are not open to this solution right now. Dalot wants to play. He wants to have game time. So also to be in competition maybe with Wan-Bissaka, I don't know, we will see. But he wants to have game time and not to stay on the bench every single week. So they need to talk about it. But I won't be surprised if he's staying at Manchester United, because at the moment for Trippier, the situation is still the same. Atletico Madrid want 40 million euro, and at the moment it's complicated. So if some club are offering real money for Dalot, he's leaving. But if not, Manchester United could be also ready to keep him.
Yeah,
and this season he's really improved a lot. So I think he was needing this kind of season. Now the situation is different.
I think there's a lot of United fans that would love to see Dalot stay and given a chance at United, actually. And, you know, many people think that Trippier at 30 and Dalot in his early 20s is actually, you don't spend any money, but you solve your problems. So it'd be interesting to see. I'd like to see him given a chance. On the striker situation, out of interest, I don't think this will ever happen, but I saw George Mendes may be in contact with Juventus about a new deal with Ronaldo. Do we feel Ronaldo, obviously on holiday at the moment, is now going to be staying in Turin, or is that very much looking to move him on still?
Oh, first of all, I've been told that at the moment there is nothing for a new contract for Cristiano Ronaldo and Juventus, so they are not talking about it. There are some reports, but I'm told that Juventus have not received anything from Jorge Mendes talking about new contract or something like this. For Cristiano, we have to wait after his holidays, because he will be back. He will talk with Jorge Mendes. He will decide about his future. It's not decided yet. But I always say, when I talk about Cristiano Ronaldo, guys, is 31 million euro net per season for Cristiano Ronaldo. So imagine paying this fee for a player who is 36 years old. I think is really, really impossible. So, or Cristiano is changing his salary, and okay, maybe it could be an opportunity, or I see him staying at Juventus for one more season, and then next year as free agent is going to pick his next club.
Juventus don't want a goalkeeper, do they? We could swap De Gea's wages and use that for anything.
No, they have Szczesny. They're happy with it.
One more from Italy, actually. Brozovic. I don't think we're in for him, but we're being linked to him, and I know Italy is obviously your area. Brozovic leaving Inter. Any news on where he may be going?
I'm told that the new manager of Inter, Simone Inzaghi, loves the player, so it won't be easy to see Brozovic leaving Inter. It's not an easy situation because he's out of contract in 1 year, so Manchester United are targeting many players like Varane and Camavinga out of contract in 1 year, and this is a smart strategy because in this moment you can have opportunities. Yeah. But with Brozovic, I'm told there is nothing like advanced going on, so I think it's something that maybe if he's not extending the contract or the situation is going to change, but at the moment Inter are keeping Marcelo Brozovic.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it, how many players are out of contract? It really is. Fabrizio, I know you're a very busy man, and we really appreciate you popping on again and just giving us an update of where we are with everything. I heard that Camavinga might be going to the Olympics in August as well, which may have an impact on what happens with him.
On the timing, yes. Maybe on the timing of the transfer, yes. But his agents are working, the clubs are working, so they are not going to Olympics. So I think they can work on it as they did with Sancho during the Euros.
Yeah, definitely. Well, look, Fabrizio, thank you very much for coming on the show again. Absolutely fantastic work you're doing. I know you're really busy, and we look forward to speaking to you again very soon.
Thank you. Thank you again. Always a big pleasure. Thank you, guys, Manchester United fans, for your messages, and see you soon.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Let me just remove that. So Fabrizio is gone and I'm back on my own. But real pleasure to have Fabrizio on again, especially after the news at the weekend around Camavinga, around obviously Varane as well. And I think, just as a quick summary just there, make sure you smash a like on the video and subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. I mean, look, we're not getting anything on De Gea. There's nothing going on with De Gea at the moment. Those massive wages are there. Camavinga, I think we can take from Fabrizio what he'd said yesterday, and a little bit more clarity there that United are looking at that deal, that personal terms won't be a problem again. And this is something I've said many times before, which is why I asked Fabrizio about it. Sancho, personal terms, not a problem. Varane, personal terms, not a problem. Camavinga, personal terms, not a problem. This is the way transfers work. You go to the player through their agent, you find out if they're interested, and you find out, in that interest, the agent fees, the wages, and then you go to the club. And the same thing's happening with Varane that happened with Sancho, and it's happening with Camavinga there. You heard what Fabrizio said. Camavinga would love to come to Manchester United, and personal terms are not a problem. So, and it really does feel, even Brozovic, nothing advanced there, but it really does feel like Manchester United are going after players that are in a COVID market, and we keep hearing this as well, value for money, but better than what we've got. Camavinga is ridiculous value for money at 25 million quid. Varane is ridiculous value for money at 40 million pounds. There might those sort of things. And I agree. I absolutely agree that, Trippier, Dalot, I know Fabrizio is a big fan of Dalot. He said it before. Trippier, Dalot, 40 million for Trippier, or Dalot who's free. Let's go with Dalot. Let's try that out, because that 40 million on Trippier at 30 years of age, it's just not value for money, is it? So hopefully United are going to walk away from those sort of deals and, focus in on the Camavingas. Declan Rice, clearly there's something in that. 2 centre-backs, I'm not convinced about that. I'm not convinced about that. I think that's from Manchester Evening News. Declan Rice is the priority from Manchester Evening News. We ain't getting Declan Rice. I'd love to get Declan Rice. We're not getting Declan Rice. British, English player, England international, lots of years left on his contract. West Ham don't need to sell. You've got a player who wants to move, but it'll be ridiculously priced. You're talking sort of Harry Maguire overpricing there. And look, Harry Maguire's a good signing. Declan Rice is a good signing, but it's going to be a lot of money. A lot of money indeed. Anyway, any updates on Pogba to Juve? On Pogba, very, very quiet, as Fabrizio said. Obviously, there will be a contract offer made, but Pogba probably, what did he say, end of July into August for Pogba? At the end of the day, Pogba's in control of that situation. You can say we need to get it resolved before mid-July. We're nearly at mid-July now. Pogba's in control of that situation. It's the same as Camavinga. If we hit September the 1st and Pogba's still here and he hasn't signed a contract, we've lost everything. So, yeah, there you go. Camavinga's contract expires next summer. So, they're not going to get much. You get a bit of a fee for him in January, but not a much. Using our heads at last, says Lynn Hall. Yes. What percent are you now on Varane, says Luke? Well, look, I wanted to play the percentage game with Fabrizio, but he's not going to sit there and go, Mark, I'm going to say 75% too. He's not going to do that. But when I said 75%, he said I wouldn't be there yet, which is fine. But I am. That's where I am at 75%. Because I don't just speak to Fabrizio. But I think that the danger with look, what I like about what Fabrizio said about Varane there is he wants to leave. He wants to leave. He wants a new challenge. And that's what we know. And we know personal terms are not a problem. And we know United are going to sort a fee out with Real Madrid. The danger in this deal is that Varane changes his mind. And as Fabrizio said, this isn't Pau Torres leaving Villarreal. This is not Jules Koundé leaving Sevilla. I nearly said Jules Holland leaving the BBC. This is Rafael Varane leaving Real Madrid. He may well want a new challenge. He may well want to leave. But if Real Madrid go, there's a contract that matches Manchester United, and we're going to give you, you're a major star here. Real Madrid ain't a bad place to be as a footballing club, and Madrid's not a bad place to live. So, his mind could be changed. Do you have any updates on Jones, Matic and Pereira's situation, Simon? Mate, I don't think Fabrizio's really focused on them, and I don't think we really are at the moment. Apparently, Jim White is leaving Sky Sports. Breaking news as well. Fascinating stuff. Absolutely fascinating. But yes, that's where we are at the moment. Thanks everybody for watching. Smash a like on the video, subscribe. Big updates there from Fabrizio. Enjoyed that chat. We'll be back at 8 o'clock, of course. And we're going to take some of your calls on the 8 o'clock show. So tune in for that. But yeah, big up to Fabrizio. All your big updates there. All the big Manchester United stories covered. And yes, Camavinga, definitely United interested. Definitely not going to be a problem with personal terms. It's all going to be about whether we can get that deal done. And what I liked about that is Camavinga would love to come to Manchester United. I think that's a development on the story. Camavinga would love to come to Manchester United. Personal terms, not going to be a problem. Varane wants to leave Real Madrid. Personal terms, not going to be a problem. The problem is the elephant in the room. Can Real Madrid change Varane's mind? Can PSG or someone else come in and convince Camavinga? We'll have to wait and see. Thanks to everybody for watching. Apparently there's a tweet. So let me have a quick look. I don't know what the tweet is. It's all right. People saying tweet, tweet, tweet. Is there a bird loose? Yeah, so yeah, Fabrizio's literally just tweeted after just being on the show. Manchester United will try to sign Camavinga this summer, as they know they'd face a lot of competition next summer when Camavinga leaves as free agent. He'd be open to joining Manchester United. PSG, yeah, there you go. He's just basically got off the show and tweeted out what he's just told us, which is absolutely fantastic. Thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you at 8 o'clock. Smash a like. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, for all your updates on Manchester United transfer news and videos like this. And I'll speak to you a bit.